run in the week. Gonna throw it down to the Shocks at the interview lounge.
Thank you so much, guys. Joined here by Balls elimination from Cloud9 after beating out Fnatic in an incredible game once again. And Balls, I gotta go to you first. Finishing everything off with a pentakill after all the criticism you've had to bear with in the last couple of weeks. How did you manage to come strong into this game and even pull this off versus this team?
Well, all that Diamond 2 practice. I don't know. My team trusted me, and I accepted all that criticism and took it to heart. I just kept practicing and finally showed.
Lemon, can you say a little bit more about that, about the team? Because indeed, we never heard the team coming out with anything negative because you were all one united front behind Balls.
Yeah, I mean, I think Balls has played more solo queue than any other player that's been at Worlds. Like, he's been fucking spamming it so much, so... Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it definitely has. Let's talk a bit more about the game. And just in a series of games, you guys have looked absolutely incredible. What was the key to this one? Fnatic came out with quite a risky draft. Did you immediately have it in your head, we need to capitalize on this one?
Well, they did the Yasuo Orianna comp, so they basically have to have a huge wombo combo to actually win a fight. And I mean, if they get it, they're going to win any fight, no matter how far behind they are. But as long as we play our comp correctly and we're able to kite back, you know, and just kind of blow their spells slowly, like get a bind on Alistair, get that out of there, we should be able to pull it out. We were able to.
And what was the shot calling like? Because it seemed like it was incredibly risky, and then there was that one moment where Fnatic got back in the game and actually aced you guys. How did you take it from there?
Well, after the Baron call, where it was really close, and we all got aced, it was really scary because Yasuo pulled ahead. He got like 2 to 3 levels on me. But then we were able to take another Baron, and that equalized everything. And then it just turned to team fighting where I think we poked and played it well.
Yep, and a beautiful pentakill at Worlds. That's a pretty cool thing to have in your backpack no matter what. But with this, you guys are very much alive in this group. How are you going to make sure this carries over to next week? Where's your ceiling? Because this is becoming an incredible success story.
Yeah, we have a lot of room in this group now. We have 2 wins over every other team. And I mean, now we just practice for the next week, try to pick up as much cool stuff that we can, and just try to come out strong.
Yeah. Anything else to add, or? Nope.
Nope.
All good. Well, congratulations. Fantastic victory here from Cloud9 over Fnatic. Where will this go? Maybe you guys can tell us.
Well, thank you, Shocks. I'm not sure we can tell you. We've had quite a time on the desk trying to predict the way that this tournament we're going to have to welcome Aiden's Iron Moon to the desk, going to help us break down some games. And before we do anything, I just want to take another look at that pentakill. We're going to get that up. What a fantastic way to close out the game. Such a high-intensity game. Crumbs,
yeah, so the way Fnatic wants to play this composition is using all their engaged spells on the priority targets. That is Azir and Tristana. This is the main damage of the team composition. You cannot win a fight if you don't use it on these champions. So what they do is they go for a wombo with the Alistar Flash Pulving, but it hits only Darius, and the Sneaky's too far for the follow-up. He flashes out immediately, and now the Azir wall is really the key for all this. It's a perfect wall, hits all the melee from C9, from Fnatic, and then instantly Darius gets 5 stacks, and the fight's already in retreat because Tristana and Azir are in a safe position with DPS. Darius is healing. He got buffed, so he gets more healing with more champions around, and after that, you know, they should have probably just disengaged right from the get-go, but because the comp is so explosive, you all in, win or lose.
Yeah, and that's that new Darius mechanic, too. When he ends up getting the kill, that next person he hits, 5 stacks immediately, so he gets that massive true damage bonus. And this was a composition that I thought C9, they keep drafting it. They always want the Azir, they always want the Tristana, they're able to siege these turrets. And the thing is, this Darius that they first pick is actually first picked for a very good reason. If you want to get onto Azir and the Tristana in the back, you have to go through this Juggernaut. So he's not a Juggernaut that has the problem of having to walk into the team to engage, because they're going to come for his backline. And all he has to do is spin in a circle, peel, and hit the ultimate. And I think this is a really good pickup here for Balls, because it doesn't need that much gold to actually be that successful, because his backline is the big threats.
Like, speaking about the pick and ban, I was so surprised that Fnatic didn't pick the Azir first rotation. I was like, okay, they have a plan in mind. Okay, they give out the Azir. Maybe they go for poke, which is also good against Darius and Azir because you were lacking engage. But no, they go for the Yasuo, which is bad into Azir and it's bad into Darius.
That was my worry going into this. Why I thought Cloud9 would come out ahead is because Fnatic does not punish the weak area of Cloud9. Yasuo into Darius is a terrible matchup. It was absolutely abysmal. And he just falls really far behind. And it doesn't make sense to try to... It's almost like a cocky move in saying, you know what, this is your weak area. We're struggling a little bit in top lane. Let's just have a farm fest kind of deal and try not to affect the top lane. But eventually, Darius will outshine Yasuo in his current state.
But what they tried to do on Fnatic's side is this composition is built to wombo combo you, and one of the strengths of C9 is Barons. They love going to the Baron. This team wins more often than any other team with a Baron buff on them, and they're more willing to take that risk to go after it. So Fnatic is saying, when you take that risk, we're going to wombo you. And that's when they got that ace that gave Fnatic that large lead.
I love that confidence, too, because Haya is a new jungler, but to make this kind of calls, you need to be on point with your smites. Like,
oh, they were so good this game.
Like, it's crazy. You don't make this kind of call if you're not super confident with yourself. And there's no way mechanically he has perfect smites all the time. That's not how they're winning. Azir is getting these Barons. Like, other people are getting Barons, but just the confidence overpowers the teams. You're like, wait, really? They're going for Baron now in plain vision? When does this happen? And you can just win games by mind games.
Now, to close out the discussion, I want to take a look at the standings here in Group B. As we close the book, the teams are arranged like this. Cloud9 at the top, undefeated with 2 games over Fnatic, IG, and AHQ here. So as we look ahead to next week with this 2-game buffer, they're definitely in a good spot. But as you mentioned, Zyrene, there's got to be some fear around the fact that their strengths are becoming very clear, that they seem to be dependent on a singular strategy.
Yeah, the tower pushing very quickly with Tristana and Azir. I want to see what happens when you ban some of these champions away. We're seeing the Veigar ban. I think that's a smart ban, but having Azir still on the table, you need to poke Incarnation more because the Azir is just doing so much work in these team fights, and it's really just amplifying the strengths of C9. And I'm really grateful that they're actually winning because I'm getting more time on the desk because everybody says we need analysts from winning regions on the desk.
Well, there you have
Here
it.
we are, you guys. We did.
Yamato, final thoughts.
I'm just so surprised that Fnatic drafted like this. I'm still surprised about the Orianna, once again a weak matchup into the Azir. I think, as you said, I'm hoping that CoolCOG kind of exposes this strategy with the fast push that both C9 and COG is using. Hopefully we'll see that in the next matchup.
Okay, we'll see if Fnatic can clean up their draft. Good start for Cloud9. Now, we need to catch our breath after that wild match. When we return, it's the Coup Tigers versus Counterlogic Gaming as the action heats up in Group A. Stay tuned. There's more Worlds 2015 right after this.
Save my energy.
Yeah, they're eating us.
Take my energy.
Save my energy.
Save my energy.
It's an easy kill. High gets the kick flash. The dunk comes through. A double kill for Balls.
Cache et le Vachon qui n'est pas pris. C'est les Incarnations qui récupèrent ce Vachon. Mais tous les Cloud9 vont tomber dans ce fight.
Eyes on them, eyes on them. Listen. Eyes on them, I just on them.
Can I cap?
Yeah, I'm here.
He's on.
Okay.
Balls does so much damage. A spell shield from Reckless. He gets crit. Here goes Sneaky. The ult is not quite Incarnation gets it.
C'est l'Ostar, les Cloud9. Reckless et l'Ostar. Les Cloud9 implosent et Fnatic noir.
The Cinderella story is still alive. They are undefeated in the World Championship.